Now some good news. There is always interesting good space news out there to counter whatever other news might be coming your way. 2 lunar missions have reached the moon. Firefly Aerospace released this image February 14th of its Blue Ghost 1 spacecraft in orbit around the moon. On February 13th, it released that its Blue Ghost 1 lander entered orbit around the moon, performing a 4-minute, 15-second burn of its reaction control system thrusters starting at 8:51 p.m. Eastern. The company did not disclose specifics about the orbit, but amateur trackers monitoring its radio signals estimated that the spacecraft is in an orbit between 150 and 5,673 kilometers above the moon. Firefly said the lander will perform additional maneuvers to move into a circular orbit to prepare for its landing attempt. Landing on the moon is more difficult than one might suspect. The first 14 attempts, all in 1960, were all unsuccessful. That's why resilience isn't just the name of a lunar landing mission, it's a characteristic of space explorers all over the world. Even Yoda inspires determination to do, although sometimes it does take a lot of tries. Ghost 1 launched on January 15th on a Falcon 9 and shared the launch with the Resilience lunar lander from Japanese company iSpace. Resilience, the company's second lander mission, performed a lunar flyby February 14th, passing about 8,400 kilometers from the lunar surface at 5:43 p.m. Eastern. Resilience is following a low-energy trajectory to the moon, one that will take it as far as 1.1 million kilometers from Earth before returning in early May to perform a lunar orbit insertion burn. That will be followed by a landing attempt in the Mare Frigoris region of the moon, highlighted in blue on this image. Date released for the landing as of yet. Here's an image of the lunar rideshare. Although originally both Firefly and iSpace planned to launch their moon landers separately, Juliana Scheinman, director of NASA science missions at SpaceX, said it was the launch provider that performed the matchmaking. Quote, "In this particular case, both Firefly and iSpace came to SpaceX directly, and we paired the 2 payloads together." End quote. The company philosophy is to maximize payload capacity. It was a no-brainer to put them together on the Falcon 9. And obviously, the combining of the 2 landers allowed each customer to reduce their launch costs. It is so nice to see some sensible cooperation happening in the world right now. And another bit of hopeful news for many wannabe astronauts out there. As ever, a European astronaut with a physical disability has been medically cleared for missions to the International Space Station. The European Space Agency announced February 14th that John McFall, a reserve member of the agency's astronaut corps, had been certified by a multinational medical board for long-duration missions to the ISS. The certification is noteworthy because McFall lost his right leg in a motorcycle accident at the age of 19 and wears a prosthesis. He is the first person with such a disability to be medically approved to train for missions to the station. More good and rather amazing news. On Thursday, the Korea Aerospace Research Institute, KARI, announced that it successfully developed a solar sail deployment device that enables spacecraft to harness solar wind for propulsion without relying on fuel. A key component of this system is the deployment device designed to store the sail compactly and unfolded in space. Developed in collaboration with the domestic tape measurement manufacturer, the sail can be folded into a compact 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter unit, allowing it to be mounted on a 12U cube satellite, measuring 31.4 centimeters in height and weighing 10 kilograms. I can't wait to watch that solar sail unfold in space, although it might be a little bit like a Jack-in-the-Box moment.